Bro, I think a lot of us are very brainwashed, me included.
Yeah, it can explain.
Um, I think that a lot of us know what we want to do in life, but we're scared to go for it
Oh, definitely.
because because of whatever reason. And I think that fear drives a lot of us every day.
Hmm.
So I wake up every morning and I ask myself, why are you going to do the things that you're going to do today?
Yeah.
And sometimes I can't get an answer. And that's why I hate being an overthinker, because even if I'm going out for one night, I'll ask myself, why are you going out for the night? Like, do you
Mm.
think you deserve to be going out? Have you done enough to do this? And
Sure.
then even a simple get together can turn into just this burden that it's like, do you even deserve this? There's people working way harder than you. Like, you don't even need to be doing this.
And I think like there's a fair like reasoning to think that, because I definitely do as well. And I would say like there's a point in time where I thought that a lot more than I do now. But I think what my mom told me is that like there's like this is like life is not like it's a marathon, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're going to have those good days where you get up and you feel like what you're trying to do is you're going to hit the mark and you're going to hit every single goal. And but there's going to be those days where you're human and you're going to have those bad days where you're not hitting those marks. But you also have to remind yourself that like it's okay to have one of those days where you just chill and veg and feel like you've like everything that you deserved is or whatever you're doing, like okay, you know, like you have to be okay with that too, you know, like there's growth in everything that you do, no matter what you're doing. Like
Yeah.
this is a podcast I was listening to. Like life itself is a classroom. Like everything you do, you can learn from, whether you realize it or not. Like, and I think like that for me is kind of like like calm down those thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could be, you know, doing all these things every single day and I'm learning so much, but you know, you're gonna get burnt out. And so like as a human, those days where you don't do anything, you learn to be okay and sit with yourself. Because a lot of people like, I'm sure like I know like a lot of adults like are accustomed to doing all these things, and then they get to a certain point and they're like they can't sit still
Yeah.
because they feel like they're missing out on something or like totally neglecting
Yes.
goals and things that they or ideas that they have, when you know you got to be also comfortable with yourself. You know, if you can't sit down and just relax, enjoy where you are in life right now, regardless of whatever's going on, like you're just running through life. Getting like all right, I could get into a whole thing about working and like being human and how much I don't think work is necessary, but like
Let's do it, because
Oh my God.
I think you and I are polar opposites on this topic.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Really?
I think because out of the conversations we would always have when you'd always be like, "Yo, Zayy, like I know you're like doing this, but you need to like just take a day, take a
Yeah.
day." And I'm like, the second I take a day, Connie, is the day I lose.
Yeah, fair.
And you're just like, I understand, but you just need to just recharge your battery. And
I mean,
I didn't understand what that meant.
for me, like that's coming from an introvert. So like that, like for one, like you're more extroverted than I am. So it's like you're able to just keep going, and I have to recharge my social battery. I definitely think that there is a level. I think for everyone, they need to find a level of like doing and like succeeding in their goals, but also finding a place where like you can happily sit down with yourself and not worry about something, because it's like there always will be something to worry about all the
Yeah.
time. You're never not, like there's never going to be a point where it's like where you could worry about the smallest thing right now, like you worrying about the podcast, you know, like
Yeah.
we're recording it right now, so it's going. We're doing the thing. But it's like, you know, like the thing is, like if I worried about that myself the whole time, it's like I'd be like making sure the audio levels are good, you know. It's like you just gotta let live, you know. It's like
It's a strive for perfection in every little thing I do, and that's gonna be my greatest feat and my greatest downfall in life.
Sure. And like I said last episode, you know, like we've learned or been conditioned to like strive for perfection. But with like perfection, number one is again not attainable, but it's also like there's flaws there, because you know you're pushing yourself so hard in areas that you are naturally already good at and you don't realize it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you're naturally attentive, you're naturally good at focusing, like these things that you just do all the time that you don't even think you're doing. So it's like for you, it's just like the what I meant by just being able to chill is Like if you do, like, have a day to just relax.
A scale from 1 to 10, how hard do you think you push yourself on a day-to-day basis? Genuinely.
I would say, like, comfortably I can do an 8 consistently.
An 8 consistently.
Yeah.
So you think every day you only need, if you were to go only 2 more spaces up, then you'd be 100% pushing every day.
Yeah.
So then why not push 100% every day?
Because I think that there's a lot of stress and anxiety when I, like, do. Like, for me, like, I was trying to be on 10 all the time, and I realized I had to, like, dial it back a little bit because of my anxieties, you know. And I do think that, like, there are times where I do relax a little more than I should, and that I think before it's kind of led to a complacency. But now that I've been on for a few weeks, like hitting the gym consistently, showing up for myself, like, I only need to do 8, I would say 8 out of 10, just so, like, to maintain my health mentally, and also realize that, like, I can go out and do these things and still just relax.
Yeah. I admire you for that. I really, like, I genuinely really do, because
it's a mastery. It's not like, it's something that's not normal in society. Like, you're told to do all these things that, like, to get to your goals, you know. But there also is a truth to, like, meditation.
Yeah, because I'm just a very extreme person, and you have a lot more patience than I do. You have a lot more patience than I do.
A lot of patience. Too much patience.
A lot more, and that's why we kind of balance out in a way. But every day I just wake up and it's like, you need to be on 10. You just need to do it, because if you're not going to be on 10, then who's going to be on 10?
Right. And there is a truth that's like, my dad always said, if you're not succeeding, like, somebody else is doing it better than you, or like if you're not doing something, somebody else is, like, doing it better. And, like, there is truth to that, but it's also like they get burnt out. And like, if you keep doing it on 10 for forever, like, I'd rather go 80% whole life consistently be happy than 10 for 10 years. I get to realize where I'm at, and I'm like, I'm not really happy right now.
Yeah.
You know, like, there has to be a balance to it all.
And I remember we were having that conversation one time in your car. And that's why I think we would differ, because I would rather go 10 for, this is so controversial, and I hate making statements like these, but, like, I don't want to manifest this, obviously, but I just don't see myself doing the consistent 7 until I'm 80. I see myself doing the 10 till I'm 50, and then we go from there. But
you could still, like, what about a 9?
What about a 9?
What about a 9? You know, you still doing all
That's
the things.
one less than somebody else is doing who's pushing a 10.
Fair. I mean, if you want to, like, just look at it that way, I think. But again, like, they're still gonna get burnt out. And are you gonna hit that, like, point in time where it's like, I can still do this? You know, I can keep going. Like, I've worked so hard, and I can still keep going.
Yeah, I think it's just, it kind of is demanding the best of yourself, but in, like, a toxic way. And I will agree that it is toxic, but, you know, somebody has to do it.
Sure.
Somebody has to do it. And that's why I think it's like, it's great that I surrounded myself with people like you who can tell me when to tone it down, because I do it to the toxic rate, and you do it at a rate where I think is healthy enough for you to maintain your work ethic, maintain your mental health, keep your anxiety low enough to function, and do all of these things. And that's why I try to surround myself with people who I can learn from in that aspect. And I do learn that from you. But sometimes, like, I just sit down on, like, a day off, and I'm just thinking, why am I just relaxing? Like, there's no reason to be relaxing.
I guess maybe spread it out more. So it's like you're doing those things at a 10, but, like, more days, and then you have the rest of the day to relax, or, like, just change the, I don't know. Like, you say you always have to be, like, 100% all the time, but it's like there's days where you just don't do anything. You know, that's okay.
Yeah, you know, when it's like, when you can go to bed for like 8 hours, but like your mind runs all night, so you wake up tired.
Yeah.
So like you went to sleep, but you didn't get any rest. You didn't rest yourself, and it's just that constant. That's why, bro, it's like I can talk to a lot of people and I can relate to them on a lot of things, and like they'll ask me for advice on stuff, but I rarely ask people for advice on things, and it's not because I don't think that I can learn anything. It's just because nobody there's a thing in my head that it's like, if you have a problem, then just solve it and then you're done with it. When in reality, that's kind of toxic. When you have a problem, you can talk to someone about it, get a different perspective on it, and then do all this. But it's just like, I'm just wired where it's like, okay, damn, something happened. Okay, go fix it. And then it's done. And then you just keep on that wave. And then it's like you're passing days by and you don't even realize it.
Yeah.
And then people ask you, like, what have you been up to and what have you been doing? But it's like, I've just been doing me.
Right.
What's going on in life? Nothing's really going on. Do you have anything on your mind? Not really. I just go to the gym, lift, get rid of it, handle it, and then I put it to the side. So it's like when people are saying, oh, like, you never really open up or you never really do any of this. It's just like, what is there to open up about when you think you handle something and then it's gone? What is there actually to open up about?
I'm gonna combat you on this.
I would love that. Do it.
If you didn't have to do these things every single day, how would you be living your life?
Like, my family is financially stable.
Yeah.
And I don't have to worry about bills.
Yeah.
What would I be doing every day?
Yeah. How would you enjoy your life? Like, if you, because like I think like everyone needs to have a purpose, and I think like a lot of people find purpose in their work, and like they do what they want to do, and I think that's great. You know, I think that's what everyone should be doing. But then there's like the fear, like you were saying, that we don't necessarily like do all the things we want to do because we're struggling either financially or time and place, and we put all these things in our mind that deters us from actually doing something. But what about like if you didn't have those obligations? How would you be living your life?
I think I would still need to be doing something.
Of course.
So maybe it's like a passion, like a podcast or something of that sort that doesn't, I just can't.
But do you think you'd be going the same like amount of like hard? Like, do you feel like you would still?
Absolutely not. Yeah. Absolutely not. So it's like when you strive for a goal, who's to say that I won't get that goal and then want something else? That's how humans work. You know, you strive for a goal, you get the goal, and then you feel good for 5 minutes, but then it's like, what's next? And then you strive for something different.
Right.
But when you have just a burning desire, I don't think that really ever runs
it's
out.
It's bred out of this competition now because you're worried about somebody doing better than you. When in reality, it's like,
well, not doing better than me, but am I genuinely doing the best that I can do every single day?
But I think that it will naturally be seen, personally, I think it'll naturally be seen if you show up in the right ways. Like, if you're killing yourself and you're like, if there's two people that are working really hard and they're going to work every day and they're doing their best and they're on 10, but the one guy's sleeping 4 hours a day just to maintain that, the other guy's sleeping 8 hours a day just because they're naturally that good. Like, the guy who's sleeping 8 hours and naturally able to maintain that is going to win out every single time.
I agree.
So it's like, if you are going to that and you're burning yourself out, are you really satisfying the needs that you already have? And personally, I don't think so.
Apologies, everyone. We were in the midst of a very good conversation and the camera cut off. So what I think is best is that we give y'all some closing thoughts and we continue with this nice dialogue next week.
Yeah, we'll do part 2.
Yeah, part 2. Wherever we left off in that tangent, we can start back, and then we'll just keep it flowing. But that was a good dialogue.
Yeah, because I like the whole idea about work is like something I want to. How much you really need to work is important to me.
I'm happy that we just said fuck the script.
Yeah, no.
That's what I'm the most happy about.
Like, this was like the most like fun dialogue.
Yeah.
Like just like debate type.
And I like it when we disagree, because we just go back and forth and bring up point here, bring up a point there. And I think that would be fun. We need to go into those tangents a lot more.
I agree.
Do you have any closing thoughts about the episode or whatever we've been talking about? Do you have any?
No, I mean, I think we'll definitely want to pick up more on what I was saying about everything next episode. But I'd be curious to know your guys' thoughts on this type of style and like how we kind of debate, and like if you guys agree with what I was saying or myself was saying, because they're both really like valid ideas.
Yeah. I think there's definitely, you need to have both. Yeah. You need to have both. It's just about finding that balance, and every balance is truly different. But until I find that balance, bro, I'm telling you, it's a 10. It's a 10 all the way. And then I just have to hope that the ones around me can pick me up and be like, bro, relax, do your thing. But I'd rather just be like full throttle than, even though this is not what it is, but I just don't want to be like trying or robbing myself of my potential, like taking the foot off the gas when you think this is as hard as you can push, but maybe you can push harder. So that's just what I think. And I can't wait for next week. I just think we need a good deeper
I'm gonna come back ready. I'm gonna tell you, like, you need to relax a little bit.
Tell me I need to relax. That's what I need to hear, to be honest. But thank you for participating in this dialogue. And we don't even know what we're going to name the episode. I don't even remember what we talked about, but it
started off as like reflections, or it started off as like the things we wanted to teach ourselves, but it kind of turned into just a reflection episode.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Beautiful episode. And thank y'all for tuning in. And we will see y'all next week for episode 6. All right, we out.
All right, peace.